We are now on the doorstep of the biggest snowstorm in over a decade for parts of the Carolinas. Blizzard conditions are likely from North Carolina through parts of New England this weekend. The storm is knocking, it is calling, and many of us are going to start feeling impacts within the next 24 to 36 hours. For those who remember the legendary winter of 2013, particularly that incredible February nor'easter that buried the Northeast, this storm has that same signature of historic potential. But what makes this one different is the extreme cold accompanying it. The National Weather Service in Miami actually traced where the current air mass is coming from, and folks, it is literally coming from the Arctic Circle. If it feels like it has been very cold recently, you are not crazy. We can trace this atmosphere all the way back to the Arctic. That is why temperatures are going to be in the teens across parts of the Carolinas while snow is falling, which is extraordinarily rare for the Southeast. Winter storm warnings are now posted in pink across the region from the Tri-Cities of Tennessee down to Knoxville and into western North Carolina, even parts of southwestern Virginia. Winter weather advisories are in purple to the west, including parts of Kentucky. And winter storm watches extend from extreme southern Maryland all the way down and now officially include Atlanta. The entire state of South Carolina and all of the Carolinas from Beaufort to Boone to the Outer Banks are under some sort of winter storm watch or warning. By the way, if you'd like specific weather forecasts for your region or city, please leave them in the comments. I'll answer them individually as time allows. Also, if you like the video and subscribe to my channel, you'd be very grateful. Now, let's move on. Let me explain why this snow is going to be so different from what the Southeast typically sees. This is not going to be your average winter storm. With temperatures in the teens across the Piedmont and into the 20s down to the coast, this will be a very dry, fluffy, almost Rocky Mountain-like snow. Not like actual rocks, but like the dry, powdery snow you see in Colorado. This is not the heavy, wet snow that is great for snowballs and snowmen. This will be light and fluffy, which means it will accumulate faster and blow around easily in the wind. The high-resolution models are now in range, and I can show you the timing. By tomorrow afternoon, less than 24 hours from now, snow starts breaking out into the Tri-Cities, southwestern Virginia, and extreme southern West Virginia. Then watch what happens. By early Saturday morning, a shield of snow blossoms through the Carolinas, upstate South Carolina, western North Carolina, and northeastern Georgia. Charlotte, Greensboro, Greenville, all the way down to Anderson, start seeing snow. Here is where it gets interesting. This is going to be a 1-2 punch. You have the upper-level energy creating a beautiful shield of moderate to heavy snow over the Piedmont. Then you get coastal energy as a surface low fires up offshore. But in between those two features is a dry slot. This is going to create two snow maximums, one over the Piedmont and one over the Outer Banks, with a tougher forecast in between along the I-95 corridor of North Carolina. The NAM model shows snow reaching places like Charlotte as early as midnight tomorrow, so 24 to 30 hours from now. By Saturday morning, you have snow from Athens, Georgia through Toccoa, Pickens, Walhalla, Greenville, Anderson, up to Charlotte, Kannapolis, Statesville, Salisbury, Asheville, Boone, all the way over to Brevard. Eastern Tennessee, including Gatlinburg and the Smokies, sees snow. Then the coastal low kicks up and eventually snow reaches Savannah, Charleston, Beaufort, and even tries to get snow showers as far south as Jacksonville. The trend over the past day has been for this system to shift a little further west and south. Places like Atlanta, North Georgia, Augusta, and the upstate of South Carolina have seen their totals trend up compared to where they were just a day ago. This is great news if you are in those areas hoping for snow. Let me give you the specific totals by region and city because I know that is exactly what you need. Starting with the Deep South, Georgia is now officially in the game. Atlanta is included in winter storm watches and could see 1 to 3 inches of snow. This does not sound like much, but with temperatures this cold, even a couple inches creates hazardous conditions. Augusta is looking at 2 to 4 inches. Athens is in similar territory. Northeast Georgia up into the mountains could see 4 to 6 inches or more. Savannah could see 1 to 2 inches, which is extremely rare for coastal Georgia. South Carolina is getting crushed by this storm. Columbia is looking at 3 to 6 inches of accumulation. This is huge for the Midlands because Columbia has not seen half a foot of snow since 2010, and they have not seen 3 inches since before 2014. The upstate, including Greenville, Spartanburg, and Anderson, is looking at 4 to 6 inches. Charleston is looking at 1 to 3 inches. Myrtle Beach is in the 2 to 4 inch range. Florence and the PD region are in that tricky zone between the two snow maximums, so anywhere from 2 to 6 inches depending on exactly how the banding sets up. I want to be clear about something. This is one of those setups where uptown Charlotte could see 6 inches and Pineville sees 3 inches, or vice versa. The banding is going to be so critical with this storm. It is not going to be a smooth swath of uniform accumulation. There will be pockets of 8 to 10 inches and pockets of 2 to 4 inches based on exactly where those heavy snow bands set up. North Carolina is ground zero for this potentially historic storm. Charlotte is looking at 3 to 6 inches of accumulation with the potential for higher amounts under the heaviest bands. The Triad, including Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and High Point, is looking at 2 to 4 inches. Western North Carolina, including Asheville, is in the 4 to 8 inch range. Raleigh is in such a tough spot with this storm. Some models show a foot of snow, some show a couple inches. The dry slot could set up right over the triangle area. I am forecasting 3 to 6 inches right now to play it safe, but there is significant uncertainty in that zone. The real jackpot is going to be in northern and northeastern North Carolina. Elizabeth City, Kitty Hawk, the Albemarle Sound region, and southeastern Virginia are looking at 6 to 12 inches or more. This is where the coastal low really cranks up and dumps heavy snow while hurricane-force winds howl just offshore. The Outer Banks are facing blizzard conditions. I expect blizzard warnings to be issued, possibly as early as this evening. Wind gusts of 70 to 80 miles per hour are possible at Kitty Hawk while heavy snow is falling. This is an extremely dangerous situation. Visibility will be near zero at times. Travel will be impossible. Virginia is getting significant impacts from this storm. Virginia Beach and the Hampton Roads area are looking at 6 to 10 inches. Norfolk, Chesapeake, and Williamsburg are all in the heavy snow zone. Richmond could see 4 to 6 inches. Northern Virginia will see accumulating snow, but less than the eastern portions of the state. Southeastern Virginia near the coast could see blizzard conditions with wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour and blowing snow. Remember, this is light powdery snow that blows very easily. Even areas that see only a few inches will have blowing and drifting snow, making travel hazardous. Tennessee is getting clipped by this system. The Tri-Cities region is under winter storm warnings and could see 4 to 8 inches. Knoxville is looking at 2 to 4 inches. Gatlinburg and the Smokies will see significant accumulation. Nashville will only see about an inch. Now let me address the Northeast, because this storm does climb the coast. If you are along the I-95 corridor from Philadelphia through D.C., Baltimore, and up into New York City, I have to be honest with you, things are not really trending your way. This probably will not be much of anything for you outside of a very cold, blustery day. The storm is tracking too far offshore to bring significant snow inland. However, if you are on Cape Cod, Nantucket in southeastern Massachusetts, parts of Rhode Island, extreme eastern Long Island, or up into the down-east areas of Maine, you are still in play for a significant storm. Cape Cod could easily see a foot of snow with thunder snow possible. A full-blown blizzard is likely for that region. The GFS and European models are still battling it out for the Northeast, showing completely different scenarios. This is a boom or bust situation. Either you get a blizzard or basically nothing at all. The I-95 corridor can probably scratch this one at this point, barring any major trends. What will be a big deal for the Northeast no matter what is beach erosion and very gusty winds? Whether you are seeing snow or not, this will be high impact along the coastline. Wind gusts of 70 to 80 miles per hour just offshore will be pushing back inland. Expect coastal flooding from Maine through New Hampshire and Massachusetts. This is happening on top of high tide and a full moon, which amplifies the coastal flooding concerns. Now let me talk about the wind, because this is going to make this storm even more dangerous. By Sunday morning, when snow is falling hard across the Outer Banks, wind gusts are reaching 70 to 80 miles per hour. Southeastern Virginia is seeing 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts with blowing snow. Even further west into Charlotte and Columbia, you are getting gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour. We are going to have blowing snow Sunday in places like Charlotte and Columbia. I am not joking. There will be times when wind gusts pick up that light powdery snow and we actually see snow drifts. The high country of North Carolina is looking at 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts. While I do not expect widespread power outages from the snow itself since it is so dry and light, we could see some outages from the wind alone. The cold that follows this storm is going to be brutal. Whatever snow falls is not melting anytime soon. Columbia has not seen this kind of cold with this much snow since 2010. Charlotte is in similar territory. If you get 6 inches of snow on Saturday, you are looking at that snow for a week or more given the extended cold pattern. The comparison to the winter of 2013 is absolutely warranted. That winter featured repeated shots of cold air and major storms that created memorable events. What we are seeing now has that same pattern signature. The polar vortex is delivering Arctic air straight from the top of the world while a powerful coastal storm intensifies into a bomb cyclone offshore. And speaking of the pattern, do not get too comfortable after this storm passes because the European model is already showing another system next week. This winter just keeps on giving. We are locked into an active pattern that is going to continue producing winter weather opportunities. Make sure you are prepared. Stock up on supplies if you have not already. Charge your devices. Have backup heat sources ready. The combination of heavy snow, high winds, and extreme cold creates dangerous conditions. Travel is going to be impossible during the peak of the storm Saturday afternoon through Sunday morning across the heaviest snow zones. I will be tracking this storm through the weekend and providing updates as conditions develop. This is the biggest snowstorm in at least a decade for many communities in the Carolinas. It is going to be talked about for years. Stay safe, stay warm, and I will see you in the next update. Take care, everyone.